What's going on, everyone? My name is Steve, and a few weeks ago, I created this low polygon bottle cap creature that you can print with your printer and put a standard 2-liter bottle cap on top of. And as it turns out, it's been quite popular, actually. It actually made it to the front page of Thingiverse, and if I'm counting correctly, it looks like I was number 9 on the most popular for the last 30 days. So this video that I'm showing you right now was taken a few days ago. I don't think I'm on the front page anymore, but needless to say, I'm super happy that people have been downloading this. People have been enjoying it. I've gotten great comments, great feedback, so I'm super excited. And the craziest thing is that I didn't really spend too much time making the turtle. I didn't expect it to be as popular as it was. It took me maybe an hour or two after work one evening, and if I would have known it was going to be popular, I would have put a little bit more effort into it. So I'll keep that in mind for the future, but for now, the entire time I remember designing the thing, I remember thinking, this looks prehistoric. This looks like a dinosaur. I mean, it really did. But I wanted it to be a turtle and have a turtle shell as the bottle cap, so I kind of stuck on that path. But I kept that in the back of my head, and now as a remix, I want to remix my own design and make a dinosaur out of it. So full disclosure, I don't know too much about dinosaurs. I did learn more when making this. I used some reference photos I found on the internet, but basically, there are a number of dinosaurs that have this long neck that I'm going for, but the one that I really modeled it after was the Brachiosaurus. I obviously took some artistic liberty and changed some things to make it easier to print, but that was generally what I was referencing when making this. So I started off with the low poly bottle cap creature that I had uploaded a few weeks ago, and I basically just started changing one small piece at a time. So right here, I'm just working on the tail. I removed the old tail. I'm starting to add a longer one. I did play around with the tail a lot throughout the course of this video to find something that works. This is not the final one that I end up going with for various different reasons. But I start with something that I think is going to look good, and then just keep on playing with the geometry. And this is more or less what I do for the entirety of the video. I take some vertices, I move them. I scale things, I move it out. See right here, I'm working on the neck. Now, the neck took me a while to get right. The first few iterations of the neck were way too thin, way too slender. It just didn't look right. I was trying to be very careful here because I wanted to make sure that the neck wouldn't interfere with being able to twist the bottle cap on. But in return, it didn't look very good. So this is just the first iteration. I'll try to put some photos of the different iterations that I made in the video. I think there was like 4 or 5 of them. Another thing I tried doing was right here, I made the mouth and the jaw separate from the rest of the dinosaur's head. I ended up not liking the way this looked, and I figured it would be hard to print, so I ended up removing it. But it was something I tried, and that's pretty much what I did here. Was just a matter of trial and error, seeing what I felt looked good. Ultimately, I decided to just remove the separate jaw and then just kind of put little lines where the mouth and where the teeth should be. And I think that looked much better. One thing that I struggle with when using Blender is remembering that this is going to eventually be printed and everything has to end up being flat on a plane. So right here, you're going to see that I've tried doing a test print and I forgot that the tail was just a little bit below the belly of the dinosaur, and as a result nothing stuck to the bed because the first layer or two was just the tail. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a giant cube and I'm trying to align everything vertically, and if there's a better way to do this, please let me know. But as of now, it's just kind of like a very manual process. It's not exact. I just try my best, and as long as it's within that layer height, it'll end up printing on the same layer, so it's fine. But I'm sure there's probably a better way to do this. So here I am making some small modifications to the neck. Pretty much every time I printed this out, I made some small modification because it just wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. Now, for the Brachiosaurus, the best I could tell, it looked like the front legs were sort of propping up the neck. So you can see right here, this is where I remove the old legs and I add the new ones that I think fit a little bit better with the dinosaur that I'm going for. Then I'm going to make some modifications to the tail, make it a little bit longer. I think I made it a little bit taller too because it just wasn't looking right. It was looking more like a lizard and I didn't want to go for that. So I made some small modifications to the tail here. Now that I modified the front legs, I felt like I had to kind of pull in the back legs a little bit to align them with the fronts. So that's what I'm doing here. I then printed it out, took a look at how it was, and I still wasn't really liking the way the tail came out. So I played with a few different iterations. I changed a few things. I tried curling and curving the tail, and that just made it look more like a lizard. So basically, I just kept on playing with it until I found something that I thought looked reasonable. I was really kind of on the line between, all right, this looks like a lizard, and this is a dinosaur. In reality, the dinosaur's tail starts way higher up on the dinosaur's back, but the main problems here, number one, the problem is that it's a bottle cap. I'm not actually printing that piece. And the second problem is that I want to print this with as few supports as possible, hence the reason why everything is as low to the ground as possible. Everything is as I try to level as many surfaces to the floor as I can. And here I am doing some more fine-tuning of the head, making the eyes a little bit more articulated. You can see the mouth right here. It's kind of indented a little bit so you can see the dinosaur's mouth. And overall, it was just a matter of playing with it until I got it right. Lastly, I wanted to add some sort of identifier to the belly of the dinosaur. That way people would know that I created it. And this was a little bit of an oversight that I made on the last design I uploaded, was I didn't realize it was going to have thousands of downloads. And whenever you put something like that out to thousands of people, people are going to try to rip it off. I'm not talking about people who want to remix my design and make it better. I'm talking about people who want to upload this to a different website and not even give me credit for it. That's something that I've actually seen happen with my last design. So it obviously doesn't prevent anyone from flat out stealing it, but in my limited experience, it doesn't seem like these people put in that much effort, and I don't really know that they're going to put in the effort to remove my logo from the bottom. So here we go, just adding a small logo. I did have issues getting my logo to look right, and there were some issues with the mesh geometry, but I eventually got it, and I was pretty happy with the end result. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for me, also please leave those in the comments below, because I'm still learning. I'm still new to Blender. I maybe could have done certain things better, and I'm still learning more about Blender every day. So let me know if you have any comments. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have fun printing the dinosaur, and I'll see you again next time.